Trying out our next tech video here for you guys. For persons who want to use new CPUs and older boards, I will be going through quickly of the BIOS, the importance of that, and how to identify when a board was released as well. So I hope this video brings some clarity in terms of understanding the BIOS and why it is important to really do that update from the official website. I have here a gigabit board, right? That basically was released, I would say, in 2018. To confirm that, guys, remember right about now, actually this video is to help you all understand why it is important to update the BIOS, right? And sometimes you might see new processors come out for your existing board, right? But when you put in the new processor, you're not getting a boot. You're getting a constant on, in terms of the power coming on onto the machine, but it's not booting into the the BIOS or the operating system. So one of the main reasons could be that your BIOS outdated, right? This is just a tech tip video I'm doing to assist persons who now getting into the IT field and want to understand how their machine is operating and what you could do if you have a similar case like what I'm about to explain in this video, right? So you're looking at the screen here, guys. What you're seeing here is a gigabit board, right? So this is from the website itself. If you go to Amazon, but this is just the Wi-Fi version, right? Right, so on Amazon, it's Black Friday sale going on right about now, and you're looking for a board, but you're not looking to spend too much money at the same time, but have a decent performance computer working, Basically, I'm looking at a board here just to show you guys a quick demonstration of what it is I'm about to, make you aware of. So you're looking at a board on Amazon, you're saying, okay, then, well, $85 is not so bad. They even telling you when this board was released or, things like that. Now, if it would recognize the new processor off the bat from the AMD Ryzen, I wouldn't say new, but the 5000 series. Again, I did this because I did this video because I personally tried it, taking a 5000 AMD Ryzen. And if you don't update the BIOS, it is not going to work on your whole board, right? So for you to always verify information with your board when it was released, the best thing to do, guys, if you're looking at a board on Amazon, you pull up the board model number, and you're going to get that on the Amazon itself description. You Google search it, right? Once you Google search that board information, you should see the official website for the gigabit board. Well, in this case, it's gigabit. There's different brands out there. So when you click on that, an easy way to verify like when this board was actually released, you go onto the website, you select the board, and you go to specification. Actually go to support, right? This is just for the gigabit. Other boards may be different. You go to support and you would see downloads, right? So you could select, you could select the operating system you're working with. If you have 11, I have the 1064-bit. All you're doing here, guys, is scrolling down, right? So by you looking at the dates of the drivers being released, it will give you an idea when the board was actually made, right? So this is a good thing. Not because you're buying a board on Amazon, it's a 2022 or 2023 or 2024 board. You got to go to the website to really find out when this board was actually launched, And to do that as well, you could go to the BIOS, right? So this is really, really important what I'm about to share. Again, I mentioned earlier, I tried to use 5500 AMD Ryzen on this board that supports the Ryzen series. And I had a problem where I booted the system and it was powering on, but it was not booting into the BIOS screen, right? The boot screen, as someone may say. I tried powering it off, keeping on the power button, and basically it was not cutting off, guys. So, if you're brand new and you get something like that, you start to panic, right? But after putting back into the AMD Ryzen I think it's to the 600, into the board, it was able to boot. So I started to do my little research, and basically, it led me straight to the BIOS, right? So as you can see, the first official BIOS update was released on June 7, 2018. The reason why companies have to put new BIOS files out there to update on their motherboards is because they will lose sale. Because if a card come out today, a video card come out today, and a CPU, for example, and a few months or a year or two later, a new CPU come out, but for the same socket, and it doesn't work anymore, the company loses sale. So what they do, they'll release updated files. So these files, you have to know what you're doing, because if you don't know what you're doing, guys, you could damage your board, you could break the board, as someone say. So with this update here, you would see basically they're talking about update to the new drivers, right? So I had to update now each file individually and watch how many BIOS updates was released, right? So you can see actually what came on the board was BIOS F50, right? And this was in 2019. So this was the latest update. And I purchased the board around 2020 on Amazon. So sometimes the tech and might not update the BIOS on the board. So if you want to use new parts into your old board, most likely you had to update your BIOS, right, guys? Let's keep that in mind. So I had to basically update now from F51 straight to F67. So you see, new updates came out, and if you're looking at the F50, the one update they're talking about now about the third gen AMD processors. To prove this theory, I'll do a part 2 to this video, and let's pull up the information on this PC here using CPU-Z. You can see the main board right now, it's B right, and you can see it's on F6070, which is the latest BIOS version. The CPU is the 3600. What I'm going to use is a 5600 on this board, right? So you can see information here. So what we're going to do is upgrade the CPU, and I'll show you guys on a part 2 to this video, right? So this is to educate you as well in terms of using new components into your old board. You had to update your BIOS, guys. I mean, that's why the company released these BIOS out there. So it's really, really important. So as you see, F51, F52, they're talking about um, more processors being supported. The F60, they talk about the 5000 now and 4000. So now I went to Amazon, I mean, before I encountered the issue, and I seen 2gen supporting and stuff, but at the same time, they're not talking about updating the BIOS. Sometimes somebody might buy a new processor on a board like this, and it may not work, right? And they might say, well, it's defective or something, but guys, you had to update the BIOS. But you could be in a jam too, because if you don't have an older processor, I mean, yeah, you would say is the board is defective, right? So as you can see, F61, they're talking about the G series now support. As time goes by, they did some more updates as well, 2022 here, and they're talking the Ryzen 7 5800 3D support as time goes by again. More updates, performance on the 5800 3D, and all the way up to the latest on 2024. So they're still rolling out BIOS updates. So this is not a prompt you just get alerted on your phone to say, well, your software need updating and things. This is something you might have to check every 3 to 6 months to see if a new BIOS update was released. Right? So far I have it up to the latest F670, but I basically started from F50, right? From F50. So you can see the date too. And next thing too, you could pay attention to when you load the BIOS screen. Actually, when you launch the software on your computer, this will tell you what BIOS version you're on. Right? So it's a good practice to really check the website and see what new BIOS is released. And that could apply for all boards, not just the Gigabit. This board is pretty cool. And I mean, it's a bit old. I mean, not that old, but you know, for the time it released, it has some really nice features. It supports 4 DIMM slots, which is good, adding additional memory, and it have the M.2 support as well. So pretty cool stuff there. So I hope this explains a little bit about the BIOS, why it is important to update your BIOS. So let me know what you think, guys. You can check the comment section, hit me up some information there that, you know, if you have any questions and stuff regarding what it is I'm trying to explain here, you know, and it's all about the knowledge, guys, being aware of this type of information. As you can see, it's very important to have the latest drivers installed, the latest BIOS, because I mean, you want to you want to save money, right? And that's the only way to do that, guys. You know, if you want to buy a new component and you think your board might support it, most likely it's either the drivers need updating or the BIOS itself. So a good software to really assist you is the CPU-Z. It has specs here as well. It tells you the information on your system currently. With that being said, guys, hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think.